Welcome back to Dino's Draft House. We're going to do our first picks and predictions for the 2024 season. Now, let's get into this. All right, I'm going to pick every single game, who's going to win, who's going to lose for this week. We're going to keep track all season long and see how I do. I'll always recap so we know what the record is throughout the entire season. If you like this, make sure you keep up with us the entire time. Now, the first game we're going to have is going to be Thursday Night Foosball against the Ravens and Chiefs. That's going to be a doozy of a game. Two powerhouses. The rematch of the championship game. And I'm going to actually give this one to the Chiefs. I think they're a little bit more polished. I also really don't like the Ravens, so that's where it'll sit. Chiefs, you're winning. The next game we have is the Packers and Eagles down in Brazil on Friday night. I believe this is the first Friday game ever. Interesting stuff. I think that the Eagles are going to be able to pull it off, though I do believe Green Bay is going to be doing pretty well overall this season, and I think that the Eagles are going to fall apart. Well, guess what? You can't fall apart if you don't start out strong, so Eagles are winning. If you're wondering why I'm making this one quick and I'm not going too in-depth, that's because we haven't had any real game film to go on. Sure, I can talk about draft picks and veterans and all these trades and stuff, but realistically, who the hell knows? We never do, and all everyone's done all offseason is speculate. You guys don't need to sit here and listen to me speculate the same shit we've heard time and time again. No, we're just going to go through these ones pretty quick. I just want to throw that in here right now. Okay. On Sunday, we're going to have a showdown between the Panthers and the Saints from the South. A terrible division. Two terrible teams. But the Glitter Kitties are the worst one. I'm going with the Saints. We're going to have the Vikings versus the Giants. And if anybody knows anything about me here, I do not like the current Giants. And last year, they got way too many primetime games, especially right in the beginning of the season. There was some sort of weird hype for them, and they were terrible. And every reasonable person thought they're going to be terrible. And every reasonable person thinks they're going to be terrible this time. They got plain-ass Jones there on quarterback, getting paid way too much money. He is just not good. Gonna have to go with the not Giants on this one. Then we're gonna have the Patriots versus my Bengals. Now, I don't want to throw any bad juju in the air, but the Patriots are terrible. And the Bengals are very good. Though we do have a new offensive coordinator. We've made a lot of moves. We got rid of a lot of our veteran players. Kind of like the Bills did. I really feel like we're like sister teams at this point. Anyways, I really still think the Patriots, I don't think they improved that much anyways. I think we should have a nice easy week with this one. I am picking my Bengals to win it. We're going to have the Steelers versus the Falcons. Now, the Falcons are looking to be, I think, pretty bad. They're also in that South division. Not a good division. And the Steelers with Tomlin, they always find a way to squeak out wins. Even with Russell Wilson, I really think they're still going to do a lot of winning. But fuck the Steelers, Falcons win. Texans versus the Colts, another divisional matchup. This one should legitimately be good. However, I think the Colts will legitimately be okay, I guess. And the Texans, man, I think they will be better than they were last year. Because last year they were green. No one expected them to be as good as they were. Yet they pulled it off. And all they did was get better. So we are definitely going to have the Texans win in this one. Cardinals versus the Bills. The Buffalo Bills. $60 million of dead cap space. Lots of their veterans gone. Lots of young talent on the team. So there's a lot of question marks with them. A lot of people are speculating that the Bills are going to have a little bit of an off season this year. However, I think the Cardinals are a big pile of hot doo-doo garbage. I got dogs walking in the door. That's irrelevant. Anyways, if the Bills don't win against the Cardinals, that is when full panic mode needs to happen in Buffalo. But I am going to pick Buffalo to win. Damn, there's a lot of games this week. It's almost like every single team's playing and there's no buys. Jesus, we're going to have the Titans versus the Bears. And I think the Bears are probably going to be improved from last year, except I've said that every single year since I was a child, and they've never been improved. They're just aggressively mid, and they destroy quarterbacks. I'm sorry, Caleb Williams, but your career is going to die in Chicago. That's just what they do. I'm going to have the Titans win. The Jaguars versus the Finns. This one might be a pretty darn good game. And if you ask me, I'm going to have the Jaguars winning. Trevor Lawrence is healthy. I think he is a good quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa is a plenty good quarterback. And I do like Mike McDaniels. Honestly, this is going to be a very close game. I'm going to have it within 3 points. 3 of them. 1 kick from tying. Maybe they tie. Will this be the first tie? They won't. It'll be within 3 points. Jaguars win. Broncos versus the Seahawks. Ugh. I feel bad for anybody tuning in to watch this game. Just a crap fest. Just some birds crapping in a used up pasture where horses have crapped all over. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Yeah. I don't know. Nobody wins with this game. Nobody wins. But the Seahawks will technically win by score. Raiders versus the Chargers. Yeah, these are 2 teams that relocated to a place where they don't have built-in fan bases, so somebody will be in the stands. Won't be their fans, or at least not too many of them. I'm going to go with the Raiders. Though the Chargers could do it, I'm going to go with the Raiders. The boys versus the Browns. Now, the boys, I think, are going to have a terrible season, but I also, just like the Eagles, do think they're going to collapse. And again, you can't collapse if you don't start out strong. I think the Browns are going to have a pretty good season, except they've still got Deshaun Watson. Well, by still, he's starting the season again. And whenever he's in, they do pretty bad until he gets injured. And I don't think the Cowboys are the team that's going to injure Deshaun. So I'm going to give this one to the boys. Commanders versus the Buccaneers. I don't like the Commanders. I don't know anything about the Commanders. I made that clear in a previous video going over the divisions. I just don't know anyone on their team. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers because I'm a little bit of a Baker Mayfield apologist, and that's the only rationale I have. So Buccaneers winning. Rams versus the Lions. And I am high on some Lion right now. Let me tell you what. I think the Lions are going to take the top seed in the NFC this year, and it is definitely going to happen by taking advantage of mid-teams like the Rams. I don't think the Rams stand a chance. The Lions are going to have it. The Celine Lions. The Lions are going to take it. And last, on Monday Night Football, the Jets and 49ers. That's right, they're putting the Jets on the first week Monday night again. And I don't ever root for injuries, unless it's Deshaun. But that's because he's a genuinely bad guy, okay? I guess I would have liked to see Antonio Brown get hurt too, technically. But generally speaking, I don't wish for injuries. And Aaron Rodgers may be cringy. He may be downright annoying and frustrating. He doesn't deserve to be injured. He's a good player. If he did get injured, it would be absolutely hilarious, though. Especially if it happened, let's say, the third play of the game. Just being honest here, but I truly don't think he's going to get at least severely injured like he did last year. That was kind of a fluke, but they're also playing the 49ers, and I think the Jets are pretty bad. Aaron Rodgers is a big piece to make up for that, but I don't think he makes up for just the disaster of a team that the Jets are, giving it to the 49ers. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Picks and Predictions. That's week 1's Picks and Predictions for 2024. You made it this far, hit like and subscribe. And okay, bye.